Drakelow Tunnels, once a shadow factory turned nuclear bunker in Kidderminster, is said to be haunted by those who died tragically during the construction and the fatal accidents which took place on site. The team and I have spent several days interviewing paranormal witnesses who all had terrifying paranormal experiences. During our first 2 investigations, we set out to document the alleged paranormal activity. But we would quickly learn just how intense this haunting can be. We have already captured several EVPs, documented strange fluctuations in the electromagnetic field, and activity on our REM pods. Each member of the team reported experiencing feeling watched and being followed, but this was just the beginning.
I see, hear and feel spirit, so I will see with my third eye, so I see it in my mind's eye. That's that elemental.
For what I saw when we did the test, it wasn't what I saw.
Claire turned around and went, "No, it's stop."
There's a being here that's not a person as such.
I'm confused. What's going on?
It's elemental.
I don't want any harm to come to any of us. This is the first time in 3 days that we've been here that I feel like it's not just all fun and games and filming a documentary anymore.
We need to share the history that's in these tunnels.
For the third investigation, I decided to call in a close friend of the team, renowned psychic medium Clare Hinks. I wanted to see if any of her psychic impressions matched any of our findings.
Hello. Hi. I hope you are as excited about this walkthrough as I am.
I really am.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
This is the first area I wanted to show you, and just see if you get anything. Tell me how you feel.
I actually already picked up a gentleman from the front door.
Really? Okay.
Like a general soldier kind of guy, green uniform, walking up and down, bringing me in. Come in, come in, come in.
So there were a lot of, it was obviously a nuclear fallout shelter, so there were a lot of government officials, a lot of military. I believe there were some American soldiers stationed here as well. If you pick up on anyone specific, there's a few spirits, shall we say, that have been brought up by paranormal teams, other psychic mediums, people who have had personal experiences here. The owner of the location, Sid, he himself has had an experience with a particular spirit in this place. So I'm just interested to see if perhaps you could pick up on the same person. I know that's not quite how psychic mediumship works. You don't usually just have, the same people popping up. Are you okay? You seem really emotional.
This is. So there is something quite intense up here.
Okay.
That makes me feel like that. Like that is making me feel like I just want to cry.
You okay?
But it's a kind of a fear thing. Like it's not my fear. It's just it's fearful.
Okay.
Up there.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So this is. I'm gonna, for want of another word, gonna tell you I feel creeped. I'm
Okay.
creepy here because there's a being here that's not a person as such. It's elemental.
Interesting.
And I'm aware of his feet and I'm aware of his legs. He stands on his leg, like high on his hind legs.
Oh, so
he's
you
not
would-
like a dog. He's up.
So it's like
straight.
a man crossed with a dog, like a werewolfy kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Interesting.
I don't see a man's face though. I see more like an animal face. So, yeah,
Okay.
more dog-like, I suppose, but with big teeth.
Great.
But I don't feel afraid this time.
This time.
No, because when I've been here before and walked, I have felt fear. I need to get out of here, and it scared me. But I don't feel like that now. I'm just like, it's okay. It's all okay. I feel super calm, and you can't plan how you feel when you come to these things.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you think they would interact with us?
Noise. So probably maybe throwing bits of stone or tapping.
Okay.
Or far away in sound, so like an echo. That would be what I would expect. And actually I feel like I want to tap the metal above.
Okay. So that's all points that we should look out for on our investigation this evening.
Maybe. Do you know if they sang down here? Like together, like singing together?
That is crazy.
Because I can hear like group singing.
Right here.
Yeah.
That's very interesting that you should say that. On a previous investigation, I actually stood in this very spot and I played violin, and it kind of echoed through these tunnels, and I was recording for electronic voice phenomenon at the time. And what I had done is I played the song on my phone really loud, I stopped the music and continued the recording, and what I captured was a male voice saying, "I like that." And that happened in this very spot.
Do you know if anybody, I feel like that somebody hurt themselves here, like there's like an accident and there's a broken leg, or there's something wrong with my leg. It's like as though somebody's fallen or been crushed, I want to go right up against the wall here too. So it's like it would be here, like down on the ground.
There is something that you are picking up on. It didn't happen specifically right here. It didn't happen too far from here though.
No.
What you're picking up on is actually the owner, Sid. He was here alone. He was fixing some stuff. He put a ladder up against the wall. He climbed the ladder and something grabbed him on the top of his shoulders, forced him down the ladder. He fell and broke his leg in 3 places.
Whoa. This is his patch, isn't it? This place is his patch. It's his, it's an abandoned tunnel. If you were an elemental wanting somewhere dark and damp, perfect.
So what do you think an elemental spirit is?
Well, I think that this one is, I always think of them as being a bit magical, like fairies or dragons or, earth spirits. But I haven't done a lot of work with them myself, bit with fairies, but this guy, I can just feel him. I can't explain it. I can just feel him there. And my guides let me feel him there. And he doesn't understand. He does, that's why he is feared, because he has an intense feeling.
I think it's so interesting that you picked up on Sid with the broken leg and connected it to the elemental. That's very, very interesting. This area feels particularly intense for me whenever I've been in Drakelow, and I've been coming here for years. And I'm just interested to see if you pick up anything in particular. I have had a personal experience in this space, and it'd be really fascinating just to see if you pick up on something similar or what people may experience in this particular space.
It feels a bit loud and male, and there's one male in particular in here where I've top of my head with him, like he's got no hair. Ooh, I feel a bit prickly. Ooh. Like he's in my face. He's a bit brash, and is he like the chef or something? Because he's like I feel like that he's got an element of I'm in charge about
I
him.
literally have goosebumps.
So do
all
I,
over my
all the way
cheek.
down my spine.
So I'm going to write down what people have described in the past, what
Okay.
they've experienced and what they've seen in this area.
Okay. So I just need to say, I feel like someone's been burnt in here, boiling water. I know we're in a kitchen, but over there,
Okay.
boiling water, there's an issue with, okay? Also this guy, I can see like he's got, his neck looks quite masculine, he's a man, but he looks quite thick in the neck and he's got not much hair or bald here. And I can see that he's got a whites on, but they look dirty white. So his top, like I can see that the top of his chest, so he's got his top button undone to me and he's got a white top, definitely. For a kitchen, he doesn't look so clean. You know, he does not care.
So what is his build? Is he quite...
He's quite stocky, he's thick built.
Okay.
Yeah, he's thick built.
So I wrote down big build, bald, white vest, very sweaty. He looks very sweaty and just dirty.
Yeah.
It's definitely a chef that people have described, and he's very angry all the time. Is the main things that people have said about him. But yeah, I wanted to see, most people describe him wearing a wife beater kind of vest.
Yeah, like they used to wear on ships, like the ships. Yeah. I've got arms. But,
Okay,
you
so
know,
long sleeve.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Interesting.
mean that's right or wrong. Maybe both.
Could be. I mean, different people would see him different ways, but a lot of people have described the exact same energy in this space.
Yeah. So where we're going now,
Yes.
I'm feeling as though that gentleman I spoke about at the beginning, I feel like that he's going there, or he's like anticipating us going there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you're going to see. You are so spot on. It's actually freaking me out just a little.
So first of all, he's down there, walking up and down. He's walking up and down.
Okay.
He is superior, shall we say? So he's in charge.
A lot of people have told us that they've heard military boots that have walked down that corridor.
And that's him.
Yeah, so pacing up and down that particular corridor. What do you think, if we had to investigate this space tonight, what do you think we should try here?
My ears feel full, and by that I mean I can hear all the noises. I can hear the phones ringing, I can hear the typewriters, I can hear beeping going on. So I would expect to hear noises, like not ringing necessarily, but I would expect to hear like little like clicks on the board, on the switchboard, or maybe a noise from the typewriter, or a tap on the filing cabinet, that kind of thing, I would say.
I don't want to tell you what this is. I want you to pick up the space, see what you get from this.
Crying straight away through the door, crying. That side.
Okay.
Particularly. I feel like there's a lot of pain. I feel like that I'm on my knees, like somebody's poorly in there. So there's illness or massive sadness.
We are now in the medical center.
Oh.
So yes, you would have
So-
had very poorly people
Yeah.
in this particular area, obviously. These would have been sick bays.
Yeah. There's a woman in here, like a nurse woman, and I can see her, like the style of her hat, you know, the old-fashioned, they look like cones, didn't they, on the front of the head? That's what she wears, and her hair is up. I feel like that she's in here, she's understaffed, and she's in here by herself, and there's a lot for her to do, and there's a lot of sickness, like the same bug goes around everybody. There's a lot of sickness. I feel a little bit, I don't like that space particularly. I feel like maybe there's passing there, or it just doesn't feel very... Somebody did pass there. A man passed there.
We've had some really interesting results while investigating this particular area in the past. And one of the things that has come up in the past is the fact that the matron is still here. She is very busy, and the reason she's still here is for the love of her job. That she really cared about people really intensely and tried to do 100 things at the same time to sort of keep everybody happy.
Yes.
So that has come up on different investigations. So to have you pick up the exact same person, well, that's good enough for me.
Claire's walkthrough really surprised me. The fact that she picked up on this elemental dog-like creature that so many people have reported seeing, as well as Sid breaking his leg, the angry chef in the old canteen, the general whose footsteps can be heard, and the matron in the medical center, these all match witness accounts and our findings so far.
I enjoyed the walk around. I felt overwhelmed, excited, because the feeling here at Drakelow is so many things. There's so much essence. I think during the investigation this evening, we can expect to hear noises. We could expect to hear taps, maybe some sounding like stones being thrown, or maybe flashing lights in the dark. I actually am feeling excited about taking part in the investigation. I felt super calm here today, which is really lovely, and I feel ready to hear anything that the energy here wants to communicate. I feel ready for that. I'm looking forward to it. I see, hear and feel spirit, so I will see with my third eye, so I see it in my mind's eye a lot. I will see out of the corner of my eye movement. When I say I can see, I'm aware of a man, for example, in a room, and like I spoke about the chef in the kitchen, I see him in my mind's eye, but I can feel where he is in the room. So they will put their energy on me, and I can feel emotion too. So like if they feel angry or happy or sad, I can feel all of that as if it's my own emotion. So during the walkthrough, when I heard the singing, that really stood out for me, because that was an area I was super unfamiliar with, and I could physically hear the singing loudly, like a big group of people singing, like almost choir-like. If you imagine like a choir singing, it was loud like that in my ears. So the next thing that was interesting for me was that MJ was able to confirm about the fall with the broken leg, because for me to pick up on something that had happened to a person was really, really interesting for me. With regards to the elemental, I feel he's misunderstood. I think that he's quite impressionable on people's energy. So this is going to sound awful, strikes on the vulnerable. But you know, if you come in here and you are slightly vulnerable, then it'll be easy for him to give you fear. We need to share the history that's in these tunnels. I haven't felt myself one person saying, I need to say this, I need to get this across. But I do think it's important that we share, or that what's in these tunnels is shared where possible.
We recently spoke to Sam Mason, who had a very physical paranormal encounter in the tunnels, one that truly frightened her.
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hi, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So I heard you had some really strange experiences at Drakelow Tunnels. Tell us a little bit about that. What happened?
Yeah, so basically I was attending an event at Drakelow Tunnels, my first time ever at Drakelow Tunnels, and we were sitting in the kitchen area, and we were just, minding his own business, and I looked outside in the main corridor, and I saw this person go from right to left, and I looked and I was like, okay, you get to that point where you're like, is that a person? And it was a shadow person, I guess. And the only way I could describe it is like, you know, like me, us lot, but it was fully black, no facial features, no clothing features. And then me being big, you know, took a bit of Dutch courage and went after this thing. And as soon as I left the kitchen area, it was nowhere to be seen and no one else was physically around. So recently I was with friends, and I've experienced a few things where they were doing a bit of an investigation.
What else happened?
So at this point I was at the main area where the little office bit is when you come into Drakelow Tunnels, and the people had obviously gone off, and I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. And I kept hearing footsteps. Obviously it got to the point where the people had a break, and then I was like, I need to go back to the hotel because it just shoot me up. And I was like, I don't want to be here anymore because everybody knows how creepy Drakelow Tunnels can be. Yeah. And then I went back to my hotel room, took a shower, didn't like scratch myself or anything, and I noticed there was like 3 long scratches on my arm. And as the night went on, they kept getting like dark, redder and redder.
And my very first time in Drakelow, I ended up with 3 scratches on my shoulder at the back. And that was under like 4 layers of clothing. Yeah. And I ended up with these scratches down my back that actually drew blood. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can sympathize. I mean, that alone, I mean, it took me years to go back to Drakelow Tunnels after that experience. So thank you for sharing that with us. That's really creepy. Thank you so much for your time, Sam. It was lovely talking to you. Take care.
Bye.
As we get ready for the evening investigation, I've sent Carl and Corin back to the medical area to debunk the flash and the high EMF spikes documented during the first investigation.
We are back in Drakelow Tunnels in the hospital. Carl is here as well. He's going to try and do some baseline readings with the millimeter because we got such high spikes on it yesterday. And we're also going to try and discover what that flash was. So I brought my flash gun with me, and we're going to see sort of where the light lands because we all saw it very differently. So we're just going to investigate that a little bit more.
So what Karen's going to be doing, she's going to be using the flash gun in that room. We're going to try and recreate the image of what we saw, or from my point of view. This is the exact spot I was sat at. I'm going to look in the same direction, so we're going to flash it and then I'm going to see, and then we're also going to show you from my point of view when we flash to give you an idea what we're seeing on the reconstruction. So if Corin now flashes, okay, to me personally that looks nothing like what I saw, because it lit up the whole wall and basically the whole of this area. So what I'm doing is I'm following the line of the old cabling just to see what's the baseline. At the moment it's 0.0, so there's nothing on the mill that would indicate to me that there is power, but I'm also going to do a few other baseline readings, so I'm going to do the rest of the room. I'll show you what I'm doing. If there's anything interesting, I'll let you know. No spikes, nothing at the moment. There's no spikes, it's on a 0, meter's not even reacting to that. So I'm pretty sure, doing a baseline reading of the room, Corin, there's nothing out of the ordinary, there's no power.
And the light we can't explain
No.
either.
For what I saw when we did the test, it wasn't what I saw.
Okay.
Okay?
Tonight is the 3rd investigation of Drakelow, and we have Claire joining us. We're spending time in the new canteen to try different EVP experiments to see if we can capture any electronic voice phenomenon.
So what we're going to do is the EVP experiment. We're all gathered here around the table here in the canteen. I'm going to be live listening through these headphones. I believe, Corin, you're going to be live listening as well. Live listening basically means that we have headphones directly in the recorders, so we can hear exactly what's coming through. This means that we would be able to hear EVP in real time, so should we hear anything, we'd be able to stop it and play it back straight away. We have the other recorder set up with a radio in the BBC Communications Centre, and we're going to ask the questions over the radio so we get it recorded on the other recorder as well, and hopefully we get responses on either one of them. So I'm going to just pop these on. We hit record. You can either speak directly into the recorder on this table, either one of them, and we'll be able to hear your voice. Or if you're not comfortable coming into this room with us, if you want to go to the communications centre, you can then answer any of the questions that you hear coming through the radio on that side. If you are more comfortable talking into the recorder by the communications centre, could you please tell us your name? And if you're here, could you please say your name into this recorder? So let's play this recording back. I don't think we have anything. I didn't hear anything. And then we'll go and fetch the other recorder and play that back.
Turn those headphones off and I'll listen. No, that's the shh of the radio when it comes in. Okay. That's the only thing you hear from there. Right. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording.
Nothing. What do you feel?
I feel like they've all been silenced. I sat here and was thinking, it feels so still in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, don't speak, don't make a sound. That's how it feels.
While taking a quick break between areas, we began hearing what sounded like several female voices having a conversation, while Claire and I both picked up on the elemental at the end of the corridor, and an aggressive male energy focused on Carl.
Carl, don't go there now. We're going back to space for a second. I'm not asking. We're going back to space now. Just for a moment.
Maybe whack. I know what that is. I know what that is, really. Because when you stood there, that's that elemental.
Can we shift back to space for a second, please?
Good job today.
Your lip is swelling up.
No, I can feel it. I was walking back and it felt like you said, I thought it was a water dropping from the ceiling because I felt water. And I'm like that. And then as I've come back, I can feel my lip getting
Swelling
harder.
Mm-hmm. You're burning?
Mm-hmm, on my cheek.
So when I walked down the passageway, I got to a certain point and it was literally like somebody going, no, that's it. You do not walk any further. And it was really, really, really strong. So I kind of backed away and then Claire came walking up and literally Claire and Karen got to the exact same point where I felt it and Claire turned around and went, no, it's stop. It is a dead, you will not walk any further than this point. That was so intense and so strong and it was such a back off.
Yeah.
That I mean, it stopped me dead in my tracks. And that's the first time since we've been in here that I've been stopped dead in my tracks by something that won't let me past. I don't want any harm to come to any of us. This is the first time in 3 days that we've been here that I feel like it just got real. That it's not just all fun and games and filming a documentary anymore. So I am actually taking a few minutes just to use a bit of Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a cleansing wood. It's what you would burn if you were cleansing your home or cleansing your energy. And so I've just been kind of getting a bit of Palo Santo around Carl. You can actually see how bad it is compared to the other side. Can you see that on the camera?
Yeah.
Your whole cheek is like really swollen up there. It looks like somebody's hit you in the face.
Does it hurt? Is it hurting at all? You can't feel anything?
I'm confused what's going on.
Okay.
And I get a little bit worried now.
While I help Carl with this situation, basically there is a not so nice person who I think has just stepped a bit close. I've been trying to keep an eye on Carl, we all have, from acting a bit strange. I think it's better that we get you out of this place for a bit. The general that Claire picked up on in the communications area is who I picked up on stepping a bit close to Carl earlier, which is why I got the Palo Santo. And I think you need to be removed from the location. I think this is a better idea. So we're gonna cut here. We're gonna leave some trail cams tonight. We're gonna wrap up this investigation.
The atmosphere in the canteen was amazing. All the team had really positive vibes going around. We all felt very comfortable and looking forward to what we had ahead of us. When we came to review the EVPs from the experiment, on one of the recordings, we seemed to pick up, very faintly at first, the sound of an alarm going. And then we remembered that during Claire's walk around, she'd picked up on something that said about what was going to happen tonight where we would hear alarms. That alarm on the EVP started to get louder, which was very, very strange. And we were like really excited about this. Then it sort of changed slightly. We got this very creepy child's voice that came through that said a sentence. Looking back and having time to think about it, the next experience has kind of thrown me a curveball, because there was a moment in time, about 15-20 minutes, that I have no recollection of what happened. The team were talking to me, but it wasn't me. I don't remember anything.
We wanted to do an experiment with a two-way radio involving EVP. I was quite excited for this because it's the first time we've ever done something like this at Drakelow. After we finished the experiment and we were listening back to the recordings, we heard a child's voice and what sounded like an alarm or an air raid siren going off. And as the recording was playing, that sound was getting louder and louder. When I heard that sound, it was quite weird because I knew there was nothing down there that could make that sound.
When Carl started being affected and his lips started swelling up, he had redness on his cheek. Later on, it looked like somebody had slapped him. He was not himself. He was really emotional, and he didn't have any recollection of what happened. It was a good 15-20 minutes. That's not normal. That's not safe.
Night 3's investigation was so concerning. I was so worried about Carl, and I was incredibly worried about the rest of the team as well. The energy just changed like that, and we were all very, very on edge. So we decided to call it a night quite early and come back the next day and pick up where we left off.
Drakelow Tunnels can change in an instant. What seemed like it would be a relatively calm evening shook the entire team. With one more investigation to go, the team and I were really nervous about what we would encounter in this 285,000 square foot maze.